honey. Let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. Today's video, I'm just going to share with you guys all of the books that I consider god tiers. Now obviously this is subject to change as I continue my reading journey. There's going to be more books, more series, things like that I consider god tiers. And there are some series that I consider god tiers, like god tier series. Not every book in that series may be a 5-star or like a 6-star, but there are some like god tier series that I have. But usually, more likely than not, in a god tier series, there's at least one book that's a 5-star or higher. So we're going to talk about those books today. The individual books, not the series. I have 7 books so far, I think. Let me check my computer because I write everything down in my notes. Oh my god, I forgot one. I didn't even need to check my computer. I already know I forgot one. Now we have all of them, so 8. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. The drink of the day is water because it is in fact like 6 p.m. Anyway, I need to stop yapping and get into it. So the first book that I ever considered a god tier, ever, is The Deal. There's a hair on it. Cute. There's hair still. Okay. The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I considered this one of my favorite books, or my favorite book, for probably like 2 years. From when I read it up until recently when I started reading more like really good books and series. This was my favorite book of all time. This book follows Garrett and Hannah. It's the first book in the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy. If you want to get into sports romances, I would probably say the Off-Campus series, Briar U, Campus Diaries, those like college hockey romance series by Elle Kennedy are probably the best series to help you get into sports romances. They're just so good. Oh my god, this book is just like unmatched. I reread this book literally constantly, mainly because it's super short and it's very bingeable. Like you start and then you cannot stop until there's nothing left to read because you finish the book. Like I said, this book follows Garrett and Hannah, and it requires a little deal situation. Garrett agrees to kind of fake date Hannah in a way for her to get the attention of the guy that she likes. In return, Hannah will tutor Garrett for the class that they take together that he's like currently not doing well in, because he's the captain of the hockey team and he needs to keep his grades up, obviously. Like I said, it's fake dating. It's like friends to lovers. It's so good. I love Garrett Graham. Garrett Graham is like OG book boyfriend. I want to reread this book again. I'm kind of tempted to reread it now that I've started talking about it. I just love him. I love them so much. And like I said, it's friends to lovers in the way that I love. Like it's friends to lovers in the sense that like they were basically strangers when this book started. Obviously he's the captain of the hockey team, so like everybody knows him. But oh, someone just sorry, one of my friends just texted me and said that she's in a pub in Italy right now and She Will Be Loved started playing on. Someone's singing She Will Be Loved as karaoke. We're gonna get into Voice of Tommen soon, but sorry, I lost my train of thought. Garrett is the captain of the hockey team. He's very popular, so everybody knows him. She knows him, but she doesn't know him personally. He didn't know that she existed. He was just like a person that was in his class. So they didn't know each other. Like I said, they were basically strangers, and you got to see their friendship form and then a relationship form from there. And a lot of friends to lovers, the two main characters are already friends, and then you see the relationship form from there, because more likely than not, they've always been in love with each other but just never knew. You actually got to see the friendship form as a foundation for the relationship, and I loved that about this book. That's my favorite kind of friends to lovers, is when they start out in the beginning of the book basically as strangers, and you actually get to see the friendship form as they spend more time together. Oh my god, this book was so good. I want to reread this book, you guys. Next up, we have a book that I read recently that became like a recent god tier. I read it at the beginning of January. I think about this book literally every day, and I'm gonna tell you something kind of funny, but A Love Letter to Whiskey. I just recently moved this book from like a 5-star up to a god tier. God tier is like 6-star reads. Like books that are like 5 stars is not enough. And I've just recently discovered that about this book because I'm just like, first of all, I didn't do this on purpose either. This is a B and Jamie crew neck. And B and Jamie are the two main characters of this book. I want to reread this book. It's a standalone, so you don't have to worry about reading a series or anything like that. Other than Magnolia Parks, there's just something about Jessa Hastings' writing. But this is one of the most well-written, most beautifully written books I've ever read in my life. The reason why it's called A Love Letter to Whiskey is amazing. There's so many like references to whiskey. Like the first line of this book in the prologue is called Relapse. It's crazy how fast the buzz comes back after you've been sober for so long. And then chapter 1 is called First Taste. The first time I tasted whiskey, I fell flat on my face, literally. Oh my god, please read this book. Please read this book. Like I said, it follows B and Jamie, and it's like a millionth chance romance. I can't even say it's a second chance because these two characters spend 10 years of going through right person, wrong time, cheating, miscommunication, going years without speaking to each other, going months without speaking to, like, it's back and forth for like a decade. But it's one of those loves that's like Magnolia and BJ, where it's just like they will only ever be each other's person. As much as they can try to be with other people, have other girlfriends, have other boyfriends, sleep with other people, whatever, nothing will compare to the two of them. And it will always ever be the two of them. They were best friends. Oh my god, I can't with this fucking book. I'm gonna cry. Okay, go read this book. Please, please, please go read this book. I think about this book every single fucking day. Oh my god. Next up, we have Play Along by Liz Tomforty. I just recently, my last video actually was me giving you guys a full breakdown of the Windy City series, so you guys know that this is a god tier of mine. This is the 4th book. Yes, the 4th book in the Windy City series. It follows Isaiah and Kennedy, and it's a like workplace romance. He's the shortstop for the Chicago baseball team, like national baseball team. She is on the medical staff for Chicago's baseball team. So that's how they meet. It is boy obsessed. They meet each other 3 years prior to when the story actually takes place, and from that point on he's obsessed with her. But at the time, she was in a relationship. In present time, she's not in a relationship and hasn't been for quite some time. So he's been trying extra hard to get with, like, to like shoot his shot this time, because he's like, okay, now I actually feel like I have a chance. There's one night in Vegas where he somehow manages to convince her to hang out with him. They get absolutely wasted and they get accidentally drunken married. Kennedy is one of those characters that was just like, she never took him seriously. She thought it was just some like surface level crush. Them getting married was like the perfect plot point because, like I said, she never took his crush seriously. She was just like, he doesn't know me, he'll get over it. She always thought that he was like a playboy too, so she was just like, now I know for a fact he doesn't actually like me. So them getting like mistakenly married was like the perfect plot for them. Under normal circumstances, Kennedy never would have given him a chance, like because of her like preconceived opinions of him. Oh my god, this book was perfect. This book is absolute fucking perfection. The way that Isaiah loves and cares for Kennedy is just something so beautiful, because Kennedy never felt like she experienced like true, unconditional, authentic love, and he showed her that so perfectly. She also didn't know how to properly be affectionate with people because she had never received that type of affection, and the way he showed her, like the fact that she was safe and could be comfortable being affectionate, oh my god, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I love Isaiah so much. Isaiah will forever be my favorite. Kennedy will forever be my favorite. This book will forever be my favorite. I love this series. I love Windy City. There's nothing in this series that compares to this book. It is so good. Next up, we have another one of the first books that I ever considered a god tier. I'm pulling out the special edition for this one. God of Fury by Rita Kent. This is the 5th book in the Legacy of God series, dark romance series, so please search up your trigger warnings if you want to read it. This book is actually everything to me. I think about this book every single day of my life, and that is not an exaggeration. When I say I think about all of my god tiers every single day, at least once a day. I mean that. Like, genuinely, I mean that. I think about these books constantly. Oh, got a fury. What would I do without Nikolai and Brandon, the two loves of my life? The loves of my life. Nikolai and Brandon, it's like, I don't even know how to explain the plot of this book. I don't even really want to tell you that much. I'll just know that it's it's like kind of grumpy sunshine, but not really. It's more just like chaotic and grumpy because Nikolai is absolute chaos. But it is the best thing ever. It's another one of those, like, I will do absolutely anything for you. I would kill for you. I will actually kill for you. You are the love of my life. There's nobody on this earth that means more to me than you. And it's the same way in both. Like, Nikolai feels that way about Brandon, and Brandon feels that way about Nikolai. It's one of those where, like, Nikolai got so far underneath Brandon's skin and like broke his barriers in order to be able to like not make the relationship work, but like show Brandon that their relationship could work. Because Brandon was so like, he wanted to deny his feelings and the fact that they could have a relationship for so long that Nikolai just had to show Brandon in every way possible that he was there for him and that he would always be there for him. Oh, I love them so fucking much. Like, to me, in dark romance, there's a difference. Like, sometimes the plot is what's dark, or the romance is what's dark, or it could be both. Both the romance and the plot is dark. For me, I think this book is like, the plot is dark, but the romance isn't. There is nothing dark about Nikolai and Brandon's relationship. It was everything. It was everything. It was everything. It was everything. Like, he counts his eyelashes. One night when Brandon was sleeping, Nikolai literally counted all his eyelashes. And like, Brandon's an artist, so he was able to pinpoint the fact that Nikolai has like a perfectly symmetrical face. I love them so much. There's one scene, Brandon is telling Nikolai that they can't be seen in public together. They can't like hang out in public. They can't anything like that. And Nikolai's just like, why? I want to hang out with you. They were so sweet. Oh my god. I need to reread this book. I reread this book. I plan on rereading this book every year. I read this book twice last year. And I plan on rereading it again this year. Like, you're fucking kidding me if you think I'm not going to reread this book every year for the rest of my life. Okay, this is the last book we're going to talk about, and then, well, at least the last, like, singular book we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to talk about 3 books from one series. That is Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. You guys, I'm finally going to continue Into the Dark. That is the next book I plan on reading. I just finished reading another book. Later tonight, I'm going to start Into the Dark. Well, not start, but I'm going to pick up where I left off. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about The Long Way Home. This is a God tier. I loved it. As of right now, it is my favorite book in the series. I'm pretty sure once I read Into the Dark might beat this one. But this is my favorite book in the series so far. And I've read pretty much all of them except for Into the Dark. There's just something about this book that just got me. And the ending actually had me in fucking shambles. You guys saw. I think I recorded a reading vlog for this book. You guys saw me reading the end of this book, and I was bawling my eyes out. I think about the things that happened in this book every day. I think about these characters, this universe, every fucking day. I love these characters so much. They're just so painfully human and flawed that you can't not love them. Like, they do some like terrible things. They say terrible things to each other, but like, they're still so human. And then when you're in their POV, you hear the reasons why they say and do the things that they do, and it's just like, fuck. Anyway, Magnolia and BJ specifically, obviously the Magnolia Parks books specifically follow Magnolia and BJ. And they are like childhood friends to lovers to then they broke up because something happened, and then it's just like them going back and forth with each other over the span of a very long time. Like I said with A Love Letter to Whiskey, it's one of those relationships that is just like nothing will ever compare to the two of them. They can date, they can sleep with, they can do whatever they want with however many other people, but it's always going to be the two of them. Nothing will compare to the way that they love each other. But it's very toxic, so it's not for everybody, and I can definitely understand why people wouldn't like this series, but I am just not one of those people. This book had me in absolute shambles the entire time. This is my favorite quote in the entire book. I'll wear it like a badge of honor forever that he loved me first, that he loved me at all. I ever had a love like that. Oh my god. My heart. Like, these books make you feel so much. So much. I can't think about that anymore. Even though I'm literally gonna read the last book of the series. Okay. Anyway, the last 3 books I'm gonna tell you are all part of the same series, and obviously, I feel like we knew this was coming. Boys of Tommen. These are my 3 god tiers, though. Keeping 13, Redeeming 6, and Releasing 10. So first, we're gonna talk about Keeping 13, because this one is one of the first ones in the series. This is the second book in the series. Binding 13 and Keeping 13 follow Johnny and Shannon, and then Saving and Redeeming 6 follow Joey and Aoife, and then Taming 7 follows Claire and Gipsy, and then Releasing 10 follows Lizzie and Huey. Hopefully, we are going to be getting more Gipsy and Claire books and Lizzie and Huey books. Hopefully. I know for a fact Lizzie and Huey, but I'm only like 50% sure about the Claire and Gipsy thing. I feel like they kind of have to have another Claire and Gipsy book, low-key. But regardless, Keeping 13. This book is a continuation of Binding 13. You cannot read this book without reading Binding 13. So if you want to read the series, I highly, highly, highly recommend going in order. You don't necessarily have to, but definitely when it comes to the duets in particular, you can't read Keeping 13 without reading Binding, and you can't read Redeeming 6 without reading Saving. So don't do that. But you technically could read like Taming 7, just Taming 7 if you wanted to. You could just read Releasing 10 if you wanted to. You could just read Saving and Redeeming 6 without reading the rest of the series, but I don't recommend doing that. So, Keeping 13. This, like I said, is just a continuation from Binding 13. It picks up on the cliffhanger that Binding 13 ended in. Oh my god. And it just like, this book just hammers in how much Johnny loves and cares and will do anything to protect Shannon. And she is perfect for Johnny, especially when you see him as a young kid in Releasing 10. Him care about absolutely nothing but rugby, knowing that once Shannon comes in, he can't think about anything but her and not rugby. But then seeing him when he was a kid only care about rugby, I loved that. That was one of my favorite parts of Releasing 10, like one of the only like happy parts, was Johnny talking about how much he cared about rugby and only cared about rugby and Gipsy, and then knowing that he fell head over heels in love with Shannon. I loved it. I need to reread these. I reread Binding 13 a couple months ago, but I haven't reread Keeping, and I really want to like re-annotate it. The plot twist in this book, I was bawling my eyes out. These books make me bawl my eyes out. The same thing with Magnolia Parks. You just feel so much for these characters. Like, it feels like you're there with them, going through the things that they're going through with them, that you can't not be happy when they're happy, be sad and crying when they're sad and crying, be angry when they're angry. You just connect so much to these characters, and it's hard not to. Like, it's not a thing to like just like Boys of Tommen. It's either you don't like it or you're absolutely fucking obsessed with it, and those are the only 2 options. I can't. And then there's Redeeming 6. This duet follows Joey and Aoife. Joey is Shannon's older brother and his girlfriend. Joey goes through so many other things that you kind of see in Binding and Keeping, but it's not really gone into detail. It's only just like mentioned, but then you really get all the details when it comes to his books with Aoife. Each like couple has a saying. For Johnny and Shannon, it's for keeps, and for Joey and Aoife, it's ride or die. They really are ride or die for each other, though. They're like childhood friends to lovers. They have basically been in love with each other forever, but they only started dating when they were like 17, 18 years old. They've known each other since they were like 11 or 12, and they were best fucking friends. Obviously they liked each other, didn't want to admit it to each other or themselves. Aoife was just so painfully there for Joey because she knew the type of person that he was. She knew the type of person, the type of guy that he was, and never once gave up on him, never wanted to give up on him, always wanted to be there for him, always wanted to give him help, even though he pushed her away in more ways than one so painfully sometimes. She was still there for him. And that's what I love about their relationship. They truly were ride or die for each other. They were, like I said, they're one of those couples that were best friends. You strip away all like the intimacy and the romance, they were still just best friends. They still just loved being around each other and being in each other's company. Oh my fucking god. The end of this book, again, made me want to fucking kill myself. I love them so much. Oh my god, these books are just so fucking heartbreaking. This is another series that's like, it's not dark, but it's incredibly heavy, so please search for trigger warnings for this series. And then we have Releasing 10. This is another, like, I consider this one of my favorite books of all time. It's a recent read of mine, as you guys know. Made a reading vlog for it. It's included in my wrap-up, everything like that. But this book was just, it was so painfully what I needed it to be, because I was not a fan of this character throughout the rest of the series, other than in Redeeming 6. She made a very significant appearance. In Taming 7, did not like her whatsoever. This just made me understand her in ways that I never thought I would need to. This book follows Lizzie and Huey, and they are like childhood best friends, like childhood, like 6 and 7 years old childhood, to lovers. And then in present time, when you read the beginning of Binding 13, they're not together anymore. This book takes place before Binding 13 takes place. You don't read it before Binding 13, but it takes place before that time. This book was so, I need to stop. I'm gonna start crying. These characters just go through so much, and you're right there with them. You can't help but feel like it's all happening to you because of how real it feels, how the detail just like crawls underneath your skin and just stays there. I think about this book a lot. I think about Lizzie and Huey so much. I already have a tattoo planned for the two of them, and I'm not gonna get No Matter What, because that's their like phrase that they say to each other. Because I already have Ride or Die and Like the River on me for Saving and Redeeming, and I have tattoos for my books. But I'm already planning one for this book, and I need it so terribly on me. I can't fully explain how these books make me feel, and they're all so like deeply connected that like I feel like you kind of have, as painful as it would be, I'd have to read this series again in order to like fully grasp all of it, because like reading it just once I think is not enough. I love these books so much. First of all, they're gorgeous, but they're so heartbreaking, and it hurts to think about, and it hurts to read them. They're not easy reads by any means, so that's why I say search for trigger warnings, because they can be very, very heavy and triggering for people, especially Releasing 10. Releasing 10 got a lot of hate because of how detailed and descriptive it was, but I personally think it was necessary for you to fully understand Lizzie as a character and just be able to fully comprehend what she was going through and why she acts the way that she does in present time. I need another one so bad. I need another book about Claire and Gibbsy, and another book about Lizzie and Huey. I just need Lizzie and Gibbsy to talk. I just need them to have a big old conversation and then come out being besties like they used to be when they were kids. You guys, I love all of these books so much. Please go read every single one that I mentioned today, because you would be doing yourself a great favor because of how amazing all of these books are, how amazing all of these series are. That's all for today's video. I've literally been recording for 40 minutes talking about these books. Yeah, I hope you guys read these series. Let me know if you've read them, if you haven't, if you want to, whatever the dealio is. Please go read these books. They are my all-time favorites. God tiers. Nothing will ever beat these books. And we'll see as the year goes on if my list gets any longer. I'm very excited. I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day or night or afternoon or whatever time of day it is for you when you're watching this. For me, it is almost 7 p.m. It's 6:45 and it looks like it's gonna rain. So I'm gonna get in my bed and enjoy the ambiance. I love you all. Goodbye.